Hey guys, this is going to be a new update kind of on the previous video that I did about the siege horn farming or the bugle farming. And basically, where I'm at this point is most of the lower level bosses I'm able to one shot almost all the time. Sometimes doesn't work out, but. And also, I'm able to get MVP on some of the mid-tier bosses, which is also really good. Now, if you want to do this with both levels of bosses, you kind of have to swap your decks out a lot, which can be kind of annoying, depending on how many siege guns you own. Or if you have the 4 million point hero for that week that's got all rarities and everything like that. This week I don't have the 4 million. The only 4 million hero that I have that's leveled up is Truzg, and this is not his week, so I'm using siege guns. So if you have siege guns, you can do this. This is a setup that I'm running right now. Usually where Nush Killin is, I would have Space Warrior there, but I'm not far enough in my run to have him hired yet. I don't have enough gold right now. He costs like E to the 519 gold to buy. I've only got 369. So, but anyway, here's a setup. Okay, my battery is just going dead. Alright, but I've got 2 siege guns. Then I've got 3 HP damagers. So I've got Lord, Angermar or whatever, and Dendi. Tickla is also there. He does HP damage, but it's only 45%. So the point of the proc is to get MVP, of using these heroes. Well, 45% of their HP doesn't give you MVP. So I've stopped using him. I don't see the point of using him if he only does 45%. So anyway, I set up 1 siege gun in my first squad with 2 of the HP damagers, which I do Lord and Angermarth because they have the lower percent chance to proc it. So if I put 2 of them together and then put Dendi by himself because he has 80%, it kind of evens them out, right? The first group and the second group, the percent chance is closer together than stacking them all in one group and then having them all die or something. So yeah, then I have 1 gun in the first group and 1 gun in the second group, and then I just throw some buffs in between there. I do put Sun Z at the end because I want him to buff both guns at the end of the fight. With as much attack as I can, because I don't want Sun Z only buffing one of the guns. So that's why I put him there. Space Warrior, if I had Space Warrior, I'd also swap Nazeeba into Nush's spot, like that. Or put him there and then put Space Warrior in that empty spot there, but I don't have Space Warrior right now. So anyway, that's the setup. Then you just track down bosses. Right now I have really low guilds, so I'm tracking down a lot of low level bosses, which is good. They're easy to kill, easy to farm. I didn't track any. Alright, I'll just kill this one. So you attack it, you press the X to skip it, and see, I one shot it. Easy. It happens almost every time with these now. Again, if you don't have siege guns, you can use the 4 million hero. You don't have to have the siege guns. The 4 million hero probably works better than the siege guns. But this is just what I have right now. If you do have the 4 million hero, I'd probably put him there where this first gun is. Or if you have the 230 million hero, I don't think you would need to be farming these low levels anyway. You'd be farming high level stuff and getting a lot of purple horns from those. But anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's the setup. You track them down. If you do come across one of these intermediate bosses, like this guy, for example, you can, if you have the siege guns, you can use them to beat those bosses. It works a lot less frequently than the lower level ones, but you can do it. So I will set this up in a way where I can show you. I don't want to ruin my whole deck because I'll forget how I have it set up, but I'll just take the guns out for now. Alright, so I do have 2 other guns. You can see them in this deck. So basically what you want to do, and this week sucks, honestly, because all the bosses have the rage effect where it makes your freaking characters go crazy and kill each other. So yeah, that's fun. But basically you just stack siege guns and you stack all buffers. You don't use any of the Dendy or the Lord HP effects or anything like that because they do not work on these higher tier bosses. Also, debuffs don't work. So like Dwarf Miner will not affect the boss because it's a debuff. It decreases their stats. You cannot decrease their stats. You can only increase your own stats. So here's what I set up. Again, in the last 2 spots, I would put Sun Tzu and Space Warrior if you have them for the extra attack. Right now, I don't have Space Warrior hired, so I'm going to put Raka in there because it gives a 35% attack increase, which is really good. I'm not going to put Nush in there because at the end of the fight, the Nush buff is going to be pretty minimal. It's going to be pretty small. So you can use a deck like this, right? I have 4 guns. I don't know if you need 4 guns, but that's just what I have. Also, if you do have the siege heroes, they will work better than the guns probably. If you have them rarityed out and gilded and all that stuff. So basically though, once you have that set up, you're actually going to do a power attack. So you spend 3 attacks to get times 5 damage. And when you power attack, I don't think I'm going to be able to kill him 100-0, but let's assume that I track down this boss. So I'm going to get 1 bugle for tracking down the boss. And then these mid-tier heroes, or these mid-tier bosses, if you are the MVP, you actually get a purple horn for killing the boss. And the purple horn gives you 3 attacks. So you'll get 1 for tracking down the boss, and if you get MVP, you get 3 more, so that's 4. So you get 4 horns for spending 3 horns. So you can still farm horns this way. It's just a lot less reliable, and takes a lot longer to set up, get siege guns, get heroes, and such like that. So let's go ahead and skip this, see if I end up... I killed him, holy cow. Yeah, see, so you can 100-0 him. I really didn't think it's really hard, especially this week, because if one of your siege guns or your heroes get the rage effect, where they just start killing your own heroes, it's awful. It's not a good time. But yeah, that's how you do it. You do have to swap back and forth if you're killing big heroes versus small heroes. And you do want to kind of make a rule that you only kill heroes that you track down. But if your list gets full like this, and you have one that you can kill, or that guy just killed it, just go ahead and get rid of it. If you land the killing blow, you get 1 horn, so just, have your other siege deck over here with your 2 guns, and then kill them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how it works out here once you get to this point in your game. It works really well as long as you keep your guilds low. You don't want to be tracking too many of those intermediate bosses because, like I said, I one-shot that one that I just showed you, but that doesn't happen a lot. A lot of times, even though I can one-shot them, sometimes I'll only do like 20% of their health, even with a power attack, because of the new rage effect on these bosses is kind of ridiculous. Also, they have a silence, so if your siege guns get silenced and they don't use their special attack, that's awful as well. But that's the gist of it. Hope this was a good update for y'all. Hope you can use it to get some horns. Get up there and siege. Get those siege points, get those siege heroes.